Hi everybody, this is Gijs again with another review and I hope you are doing well. This time it's a review about a tiny product. It is about the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X. And yes, this pump, this little pump, can be used to inflate, for example, a thermarest or a expat sleeping pad. And now I see you thinking, is Gijs really using an electrical pump for inflating a sleeping pad? Well, just watch the review and I will tell you if I'm using it and what I think, if it's good or if it's a bad product. Sit back, relax and enjoy the video. And welcome back to the review of the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X. But before I start with the review, it might be polite to introduce myself to those of you who just tuned into my channel for the very first time. My name is Gijs. I am a Dutch outdoor gear, bike and also sometimes a gadget reviewer. And I do my work totally independent. So that means that nobody is paying me for my reviews, except if you do a donation on my Ko-fi account or maybe use the thanks button below. Now, if you like what I do at the end of this video, then please give the video a like and also consider subscribing. Now let's start with the review on the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X. Would I buy this? Did I buy this? No, I did not. Would I go looking into the internet for an electrical pump to inflate my mattresses? No, I would not. Because I am perfectly happy with what we do nowadays with a pump sack. This is the one from thermarest. This is the one from expat, which I think works a little bit nicer. And the idea is blow air in there. So now you've got about, I don't know, many liters of air. Watch the review that I did on the expat sleeping pad lately. That will show you this one a lot. And just press and the air will get into the mattress. Very easy, absolutely foolproof, nothing will break, it doesn't cost any energy at all. And now let me get this one, and yes, I use a thermos from Laken as a sort of paperweight, because otherwise everything will blow away, because it is quite windy today. Now let's go back to the tiny pump. How did I get it? Well, basically Flextail found me on YouTube and they asked me if I wanted to do a review, and yes, I thought that is a challenge. Do I like this one more than I like the pump sacks? So that's why I said, what did I say? Pump bags. So yes, they sent it to me and I will tell you later if I'm going to send it back. Now, the Flextail Tiny Pump, let's start with the weight. I put it on my precise scale and this one, it weighs 100 grams. And that is exactly what it tells on the packaging, which is of course absolutely super. Now, it's not only this one, because there is also a little pouch. And in this little pouch, there is a tiny manual, which is absolutely perfect, because it's clear. There is a, oh now there's a lot of wind coming. There is a USB cable to charge, of course, the tiny pump. And there are a lot of nozzles that connect to a lot of different mattresses, air mattresses, or even into, if you have something like a boat that the kids like to play with, this one works as well. I know that because I want to demonstrate, I need this one. And let me put this back in there. Put this one over there, save this one for later. Oh, now I'm forgetting the USB cable. Need to get everything nice and tidy. A tiny pump, that might be useful as well. Now, the pack size, I measured it at 45 by 45 millimeters and it is 59 millimeters long. Of course, when you put it in the pouch, it is a little bit bigger. And the weight together with everything in the pouch, it is 134.8 grams. One thing that is important to know, of course, this one was sent to me a while ago. By now they already did an update. And the website now claims the weight of just the pump at 96 grams. So it's a little bit less. The reason for this is, and that's what I think is, that in this one there is a 16 milliampere hour battery. The new one, if you buy it now, it comes with a 1300 milliamp hour battery. So all the measurements that I give you that I measured are based on this one with the 1600 milliampere hour battery. They also tell me on the website and also on the box is that it will work for approximately 30 minutes. And the pressure that the pump delivers is 4 kilopascal or 0.58 psi. And since it is a pump, there is airflow, of course. So this one does 180 liters per minute. And 180 liters, that is quite a lot. What they also tell me is that with one charge of the battery, I can inflate an air mattress 40 times. And when you look on the Flextail website, you see a sort of picture of a, in my opinion, quite old-fashioned air mattress. You know, those really big, bulky ones with a really nice height. These are not that high. They are not that much of a volume. But still, they say it can do it 40 times. And now, let's start with what we as a family measured. Because we had both mattresses with us on the holiday in Sweden and on the expat. You know this already because the video is already online since a couple of weeks. On that one, I'm still making a review. So tune into my channel and subscribe so you will get notified when that review is online. So we inflated the mattresses and we used this one as a reference. Both they are quite similar in volume and in size. And what we measured is that we can inflate the thermarest with one charge 18.5 times. So that is 18 times. So that is more than half less than what Flextail promises. Is that bad? No, not really, because when you are camping outside and you're backpacking or maybe having a nice trip with your bike, 18 times inflating, well, that's quite some days if you inflate it once a day, which I think is quite long. But it does not make the promise what Flextail tells us. Now the other thing what is of course interesting is how long does it take to fill a sleeping pad. But now let's see outdoors, let's see the proof in the pudding, how this one works with inflating the thermarest. What you need to do, because I said I was going to inflate the expat, but I am actually not. I'm going to use this nozzle, put it on there. That's how it works. Now you've got this thingy like this. Take the pump sack off. Let's be nice and tidy, this one. And open this valve completely. And then what you do, connect the Flextail rubbery thingy on top there. Now I'll grab my smartphone, my iPhone in this case, and I'll press the start button simultaneously. And now of course you need to make sure that nothing gets in it at the moment. But now, do you hear the sound? To me, this is quite noisy. When I'm outdoors, in nature, or maybe on a campsite, and 10 people are using this, this will drive me nuts. Now, where's my smartphone? Here it is. 45 seconds at the moment. And I will tell you when I'm finished what we measured as a family. But you know, it's doing the job quite well. It's really absolutely easy. Sound changes, more resistance. This is absolutely fine. Switch it off, close the valve, take it off and you're done. Now, how much does it take? 1 minute and 15 seconds. But of course now it's nice and warm. When we were on holiday and we did it multiple times, in Sweden where we were, it was way colder. We measured an average of 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's not bad, is it? Now, let me put the paperweight now on this one. I'll put the thermorest pump back over there. Put all the other devices, something that I will tell you about later. The nozzle is already connected, and of course it's a little bit depending on how much air I can get into it, especially now when it's windy. It's quite hard. Reset, start. And I cannot press, of course, too hard because then the valve might get off. And you see, it gets off immediately, and now we are at, what's the stopwatch? Stop. Well, that is now saying 36 seconds, but it must be 33 something, because I did this multiple times. They are quite similar. So it is 3 times faster and absolutely bulletproof. Well, this is, by the way, a expert pillow that was also in the pouch of the mattress. Now, what does this mean? This means basically that yes, the pump works, it is pretty easy to use, it's sort of fast, but a pump sack is faster. And this one, it's absolutely noiseless. But there is a little bit more to tell about the Flextail, and this is what I call nice to know. And it's very hard to show you this because of the sun, but if I press the on-off button for, let's say, 3 seconds, you might see that there is a white ring coming up with a lot of LEDs in there. And when I press it again, it will shine brighter, and when I press it again, it will shine even more bright. In its, let's say, most consumer or energy friendly position, the light produces 40 lumens, and it will do this for 10 hours according to Flextail. When I do the medium power, then it produces 160 lumen, and it will work for 2.5 hours. And when I press it again, I will have 400 lumens, and that will work for 1 hour. Now, that's of course pretty nice. What you also should know is that on the other side, this part, it is magnetic. So you can put it onto something that is metal. In the tent, it will not work because most of my tents, they have got tent poles from aluminum and they don't work with a magnetic thingy. So in that way, pointless. But there is a little thingy here as well, so you can also hook it in the top of your tent, and that works absolutely fine. Now, one other thing which I did not think of in advance, but when I looked in the Flextail website, I thought was pretty clever. That if I take, for example, this nozzle on the tiny pump and I press it, air blows out. Let me switch it off because of the sound. But the air that blows out, it is also a very nice tool if your fire will not get very nice hot in a very short period. So it can be used also as a fire starter, if that's the correct word. Now the other thing is, when you have this, on this side it blows air. So that means on this side, it sucks air. Now, the funny thing is, the nozzle will also be on this side. When I connect this again, and I open the valve, what I can do now, and that is one of the most nice features. You will see what happens. It sucks the air out of the mattress. And when you really want to pack very, very compact, the tiny pump is not that stupid. And now you will see how much air it really takes out of the mattress. Totally flat, and now it's very easy to pack. Now let me switch that off, close the valve. So that is another feature that I even like better from time to time than just inflating the mattress. Now, one thing that I did not tell you about, that is this little accessory. It is a bulb that you can put on top of the Flextail device. And when you put the Flextail somewhere, well, it gives a nice orangey glow. As far as I know, they don't sell the orange ones anymore, because on the website I could only find a white one, and they made a really nice other one, which is a shape of a flame, which is of course a little bit more romantic. Now, that was a lot of information on the Flextail, a tiny gadget that does have a lot of features, to be totally honest. So now it's time to head on to my verdict. How do I rate the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X? Well, I've got a sort of hate-love relationship with this, because in the first place, do I need it? No, I definitely do not need it, because I think the pump bag or sack, it is way easier, it's faster, it's more sturdy, doesn't need charging with electricity. I don't need to bring a power bank, I don't need to have a wall socket. So with a pump bag, you are way more independent from whatever. Next to that, what I don't like is the noise that it makes. It is really a lot. And if there are more people on the campsite using this, it's going to be one big circus that I don't want when I am in nature. Then, does it deliver? Yes, it does deliver, but 40 times that they promise, and I count 18 times with, I think, a smaller mattress in volume. So no, it does not deliver in that respect, but it does deliver if you want to stay out for about 2 weeks and want to inflate your mattress every evening. Then it's absolutely fine. So in this way, it's a bit 50-50. But the big question is, do we need it, and is it sustainable? No, I don't need it, because yes, the light, it is nice, but when I go out camping with my backpack, I always bring a headlamp, because I need that one anyway, so I don't need this. The magnetic part, it's only usable if you're in a car or in a caravan or in a camper, or maybe have a very old-fashioned tent with tent poles that are made out of steel. But my tents, they are all made with poles from aluminum, so this will not work. So no, that is not really, in my way, sustainable. It doubles a lot of things. The thing that I absolutely do like about the Tiny Pump is the fact that it sucks air, making a really flat mattress when you want to pack it. Now, would I bring it on my trips? No, I would not. I would bring a headlamp, and I would bring a pump sack and maybe the repair kit for the mattress, but I would definitely not bring this one. Now, one thing that I was positively surprised about is the fact that the Tiny Pump, yes, it is a gadget, but it is a well-made gadget. It's well thought of, it's well executed, it doesn't break. The fact that this one is IPX44 certified, which means it will withstand particles that are bigger than 1 millimeter, and also will withstand a splash of water. So that means that you can use it in wet grass, for example, and that's absolutely, well, sort of quality. And with a nice made product, there also comes a price, because in Europe it retails for 37 euros and 62 euro cents, and in the US for $39.99. And taking all the pros, but also all the cons, and I had quite a lot in this review, when I take everything into account, I rate the Flextail Tiny Pump 2X at 7.6 points out of 10 total. Now, I really hope you liked this review and that it was useful to you. And if it was, then please give the video a like and also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Many thanks in advance if you do. If you did not particularly like this review, maybe because it's an electronic thingy, a gadget, then please watch my outdoor gear favorite playlist, and I'll put it on top here, but also in the description below, and continue watching. And I'll put more video links on the stuff that I use to shoot my videos, my favorite outdoor gear, also in the description below. So there is way more to watch, and decide after you've seen a review that you are really interested in, if you want to subscribe to my channel. Again, many thanks in advance if you do. And now maybe some of you are wondering about the tent that's been in the frame already in the whole video, and you might be wondering, what is it? Well, it is a pretty rare tent by now, because it is a Go-Lite Shangri-La 3, and because it's a 3, it sleeps 4 persons. When my kids were smaller, me and my wife, we could sleep in this tent with the 4 of us. And I just put it here because it is autumn. And I think that golden tent looks absolutely super when you take the leaves into account of the forest. Now, many thanks for watching. Enjoy the outdoors and stay safe. Ciao, ciao. And yes, it's a pity that this is a nature reserve and not a very nice campsite, because I'm not allowed to stay here. So I'm going to pack everything again, get it into the car and go somewhere else. But first, let's pretend if I'm camping and just make a nice cup of coffee and enjoy the sun setting behind the trees. Ciao, bye bye, arrivederci, dag.